We are live. How are you? So, you want me to address you as Gemma or Allie? Because I call you.
I mean, it's up to you because you know me as Allie.
I do.
Yeah.
I don't want to confuse the folks, though.
Usually, I just go by Gemma to not confuse people, and the people who are closest to me know me as Allie. So It's up to you.
So I'll call you Gemma for this purpose, but you're Allie to me. But so I'm so super excited, Gemma, for you to be on here because I've literally kept this side of my life a secret for 3 years. And so I finally put my big girl pants on and I am telling everyone about this side, and you've been a huge part of it. So thank you so much. And I'll introduce the premise of Friendly Friday. So Friendly Friday is a way for me to add more value to you, to teach you some of the things that you don't learn in school, but that you should, and to bring you some experts in their field that are going to add tremendous value, that have so much expertise and so many stories and so much learning to share. So today we have the amazing Gemma Lux. She's been my instructor kind of off and on in my journey. And so I'll tell you a little bit about her just real quick. She's an award-winning showgirl, pole dancer, instructor, and makeup artist. She is based here in Florida. We're very, very lucky to be able to see her in person. And she dazzles her audience all over the world with her polished and flirty style of classic pole. Gemma embraces the sexy side of pole. She loves the showgirl life, and she's actually a makeup artist as well. And she works very closely with photographers in the area to help with makeup. And I mean, you're so multifaceted. Like you have won awards in competitions. You've been an instructor for 8 years. I mean, and you have a show coming up that people need to know about. So I'll post the information in the description after we've done the live, after you've told us about you, so that people can go, because I'm going on Friday the 2nd, and it would be super cool. Is it sold out already though?
Yeah, there's about like 10, 11 tickets left for Friday. So the Saturday show is sold out.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yes, it's so exciting.
I've been so for you guys that don't know what the heck we're talking about, you want to tell them a little bit about it, Gemma, about the
show?
Yeah.
Yes. So I created a show with a friend of mine. Her name is Katie James. She's a burlesque dancer. Her and I came up with the idea. I used to backup dance for an old school band called Erasure. Andy Bell. It was the Andy Bell tour. So Andy Bell is the lead singer of Erasure. So anyways, we were in London and we were just, sipping on some tea and sitting in the courtyard. And she's like, man, one day I would just love to have a show. The only, Tampa doesn't really have a lot of, classic shows that are that actually pay performers, because a lot of shows out there, we all just want to be on stage and get out there and have fun. But a lot of us do this because it's what we want to do for a living, Not all of us are working in clubs as a pole dancer. You can work in a club as a stripper or an exotic dancer, or you can be a showgirl, like you're a performer, like you do shows, you compete, or you're a teacher. There's very many things that you can do in the pole world these days. So yeah, that's how I came up with the show. Katie was like, well, why don't we bring a show to Tampa? I was like, why don't we do that? I'm always I just needed that like extra little push, because it was in my head for a long time that it was needed. But
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm so excited. I know that there have been shows in the past before the whole Corona thing happened, that I wanted to go to, but my schedule didn't fit in and whatever. And so I'm so glad that I'm actually going to be able to make it.
You're going to love it.
That's going to be awesome. So this, I wanted to tell everyone real quick about like my story and what pole means to me. And then maybe you can go in and tell them about your story. I'm sure it's a lot more intricate than mine.
No, everyone's special.
Yes. So basically, I don't know if you know this story, Gemma, but about 3 years ago, I was on Groupon and I got this Groupon for pole dancing and a pole fitness class, right? And so I went in. It was, I forget the name of the studio, but it was in the West Shore area here in Tampa. And so I went, I took a few classes, fell in love with it. It was not what I expected. It really helped that I was training, strength training a lot because I was stronger than just not having any strength training at all. And so that built up my confidence. And I just started with tricks. And at the beginning, I didn't know that there was a difference between dance and tricks. So I would show up and I'd be like, what are we doing today? So I didn't know like how to read the different like descriptions of the classes. I just went whenever I had time. And then I had a stint where I tore my ACL. So you didn't see me for a while.
Yes,
and I moved to actually from the West Shore studio, I moved to Brandon because it was a lot closer to my house. And I was actually kind of intimidated by some of the girls because everyone seems so advanced, and we did a lot of like conditioning work in the other studio, and at Impulse you just get after it. Like it's just like you really push beyond what you think that you can do. And so then so yeah, I tore my ACL, got back into it, and now I'm consistently doing it. And I finally graduated to be in an advanced session with you. So yes, so it's been a journey, and it's, to me, pole is a way for me to consistently what's the word for it? It's consistent reminder that your mindset really is what defines your ability to do things. Because there are so many times where I'm just looking at you like, no. Oh, I can do this. Like she does this, I can do it. And it's very physical, and it's also very like very gratifying to be able to work up to something like the freaking extended butterfly, man. That killed me.
Yes.
Like it just, and I'll be more verbal and like post some stuff and things that I've tricks that I've done. So stay tuned for that. But it's something that I haven't shared because I don't want to polarize people, but because people feel a certain way about pole and associate it with different things. But literally it's just done so much for my life, and so I enjoy it. It's like part of me now, right? So I want to share it with people. But but how did you get started with pole fitness and going on stages and all that?
Well, it's been a process, but pole dancing rocks. Pole dancing is so much more than just the pole and being sexy. It's empowering. It makes you feel good inside. It makes you feel strong inside and out. It's the sisterhood that we have within the studio with all of our our friends. It's just amazing. So I got into pole dancing because I went to I went to a competition, and when I was there, I was like, I did not know that pole dancing was this. The girls their physique incredible, so much muscle, the flexibility, what they were doing was just mind blowing, and I just remember just being in awe and saying, okay, I want to do this. This is the kind of pole that I want to do. And they were showgirls. It was a showgirl competition. So yes, it had the sexy side of it, but they each came with their own acts. So it was like a performance, and that's that. Being that I have a background in dance, my whole entire life I've belly dance, Tahitian, Hawaiian, hip hop, jazz, a little bit of ballet. I did tons of cheerleading growing up. So for me, when I saw how physical and how hard it looked, and how challenging, I thought, I was like, wow, this is going to challenge me. It's going to shred me up. And this is what I want. It actually really reminded me of bars in gymnastics.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
pole is this way and the bars in gymnastics are this way.
Yeah.
Now I'm a pole. I like to wear heels because the heels just give us power. they make your legs look super long. And there's something magical that happens when you put those 7 or 8 inch heels on, however height that you want to wear. You don't have to wear them. There's all different sorts of, genres of dance too. There's girls who do modern pole. There's classique pole. There's stripper style. There's exotic. There's all sorts of genres. So after that competition, I went to Google and I was like, pole dance studio near me. And that's where I found Impulse.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so when I found Impulse, my first email to the owner was like, hey, I want to take a class. I want to learn how to shake my butt. And even though I did belly dancing and stuff, it was different. It's a different kind of booty shake. And I was like, I want to teach, right away. I was like,
wow,
I want to do this. So she was like, yeah. Okay. Okay. Come in, take your first class. So I was terrified to go to my first class, just like you. I was really nervous. So I brought a friend. And basically, I bought heels the first day, and the rest was history. My first class was very challenging. I left not being able to do some things, which really made me want to come back because I like a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically my story.
Of how awesome. Yeah. And now 8 years in the making. I know there's a lot of amazing things in your future too. Do you want to share a little bit more, like what you're doing right now, or what?
Oh yeah. So I actually wanted to mention, prior to getting into pole dancing as my full-time job, I was in mortgage for about 10 years. So I had my mortgage broker's license. Then I went into processing. I worked for USAA for a few years. They gave me the ability to basically just save a lot of money and go after my dream.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It was yeah. Okay, so what I'm doing now, 8 years later, it's kind of like been a whirlwind of lots of cool stuff. Right now, since COVID, not really too much is going on. The most exciting thing that's going on is my show right now. I'm getting back into, performing live, things like that. But what was your question? Like, what led me? Like, what am I?
Yeah, like what are your plans right now? Like, I know you're doing makeup.
Yes.
I know that you're an instructor here in the Tampa area, and then I also know you're doing some virtual stuff too. That you have like clients internationally that you're doing Zoom calls and stuff with. And so, any other things that I missed, or?
Well, right now I'm working on. It's in here, but I would like to create some sort of online platform, like an online studio. I'm still trying to figure out, what I'm going to give to people, but that is something that's in the works right now. Plus, yes, my makeup career as well. I'm trying to build that up. I have a YouTube channel. It's Glux Glamour. Instagram. I do tutorials, how-tos, tips. I try to, help as much as possible. Yes, right now I'm kind of in a strange place where now it's time to think next level, next step. And yeah,
that's awesome. So the cool thing about you is that you're so talented in so many different ways. But it could also be a challenge because you're like, okay, do I focus on the makeup? Do I focus on, the pole? Do I focus on, an instructor? Do I focus on performing? Do I focus on making these shows? So it's just like, I know as an entrepreneur, a lot of people are in your shoes they're like, hey, what do I focus on? And what I tell people is focus on what's the funnest for you and where there's the biggest need. Right. So I know that that's something that we're trying to identify, like, where's the biggest need for for what you're able to offer. So, but yeah, I'm super excited to be in this journey with you. I feel like this is just the beginning. I feel like there's just so much in the future that we have to look forward to, that now that I'm in advance with you, progressing even more. And yeah, I encourage people to reach out to Gemma so that she can, introduce you to, pole, or any questions you have, or makeup. As you can see, her beautiful face, she knows what she's doing when it comes to makeup.
Try.
Doing my makeup for an upcoming photo shoot that I have for my 30th birthday. So that's really exciting. But yeah, any questions you guys on pole, on makeup, anything like that. If you just want to reach out and say hi to us, we're open. There's going to be things that she's more, versed on than I am, and I'll just direct you to her. But if there's anything that we can do to help and add value to you, let us know. But last thing is, know that pole is a sport, and it is
officially a sport.
And there's so many different versions of it. And it's whatever you feel the most comfortable with. And whatever you focus on is what you're going to see more of. So if you focus on being able to do things and having the ability to do things, you're going to do it. If you say, oh no, that looks too hard, I'm not even going to try it, then you're just going to do really cool upside down moves like I'm able to do now with Gemma's help.
Yes, I got you, girl. I think the biggest misconception with pole dancing is that people feel like they need to be strong before they come into class. And at a pole dance studio, we're a school, just like a dance school, right? Or any sport that you do, you start at a beginner level and then you grow. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, I'm not strong enough, or I'm this, or I'm that. It's like, no, it doesn't matter. You got to come in, and we're gonna help you get there.
Yes.
You come into a class and there might be some mixed levels in there. You just have to focus on yourself and your own journey, your own pole journey. And the only competition that you should have is with yourself. Really.
Yes.
It's hard. It's hard because when you see your friend doing all these things, it's like, well, what was her background? Was her background in gymnastics? Does she have a background in dance? We all have our strengths. We all have our weaknesses. She may not be able to do something that the other girl can do, or whatever. So don't be afraid to come into a class. It's not a club, you know what I mean? If you're afraid that you're going to walk into some like crazy, we're literally just regular women and men, and we really don't have a lot of men taking class, but we have had some men in the past want to take class, and they're freaking amazing, because they're already so strong. Guys are already like so strong. Like, oh, okay, like just hanging by a toe already,
right? Like, oh man, I remember we did have one time an instructor, a male instructor, and he was just doing pencils, like, and I'm like, dude,
Brian.
Yeah.
Brian. Yeah.
I don't remember. It was so long ago, but yeah. So Ali, thank you so much for sharing and for telling everyone about your story. I encourage everyone to follow you. I know I included you said what your YouTube channel, Instagram as well. So just so we have a refresher, her Instagram is Gemma Lux _pole dancer. So just like her name. And then G Lux Glamour is her makeup Instagram. So make sure that you go and follow her. She's amazing inside and out. So
are you.
You're one of my favorite people of all time, like on planet Earth. So thank you so much. No, great. Your makeup's too beautiful. But yeah, any questions you guys have, let us know. Make sure that you comment below, or you send us a message, and we're looking forward to sharing more with you the things that we're doing. And until next time, any last words, Ali?
No, just thank you for having me. I look forward to talking to anyone who's interested in anything at all, any questions whatsoever. Don't be afraid to ask.
Awesome. All right. So we're signing off. Have an amazing weekend and be safe, guys. Bye.
Everybody.